We are live. We have to repeat everything we said because nothing was going on.
All right.
Hey,
Take two.
I'm Eric Anderson. This is Craig Dobson, Poker House Dallas. We've been talking for 5 minutes. I don't know if we can remember all that great stuff we said. We have 72 players in this tournament tonight. $100 buy-in, 20-minute levels, 20K starting stack.
One of our biggest.
It's one of our biggest ones. Biggest one that I remember. I've been here since August. 3K guarantee. We've almost doubled it today. First place is going to be around $1,700. We are down to the final table now of 9, and everybody guaranteed $173. So just about double their money. And what else were we saying?
We were saying obviously that, I mean, this was named after one of our dealers,
after Katie.
a reputable, not just a reputable dealer, but a hell of a player. I like to call her, she's Dallas's own version of Jennifer Harmon. You know, five feet of fury, but you don't want to, she'll make 300-pound men cry at the poker table.
I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan of Katie. Excellent. I can't remember the rest of the good stuff we were saying.
Actually, we have, as for our dealer, when we do get a chance to be able to shift over to the final, we got Rick, one of your, like Ahmad Rashad says, one of your main men. that's going to take us home.
Yep.
We're
going to start off with Stacy. Is going to finish her down, and then Rick's going to push in, and he agreed to lock in, which is great for all of us. He's one of the best we have. And he's agreed to lock in for the next hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it's going to take to...
I like to think it won't take that long because, think about it. There's a little over 1.4 million. Blinds went in at 5, 10, 10.
Right now we're at 5, 10, 10, and I think the biggest stacks, we had like two around over 300, but we had a couple around 60.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple that have,
like 6
to 10 big blinds, and a couple that have 25 to 30 big blinds. So I think it's going to go quick, and then it's going to drag out once we get there. And we got Jason Cole, Tiny, liking the stream on Facebook.
Oh, Tiny. Yeah, actually, Tiny was in the booth with me
a couple weeks ago
on a Saturday. During the Saturday Deep Stack, and like I say, a bulk of his supporters end up coming in on that. But it was an amazing final table, and lots of action, especially on our Saturday Deep Stack. So, and now, obviously, the one thing we put in is that crazy pineapple tournament.
That's so fun. On Sunday, we've got 2 tournaments on Sunday, 2 new tournaments. At 1 o'clock, it's a turbo deep stack.
Wow.
Excuse me.
Turbo deep.
So 30K starting stack, 15-minute levels. That one is going to be good. We did it the first time, the first Sunday in October, and we had 10-minute levels, which was way too fast. We knew that. Ruth Hall says hello from Austin. Hello,
hey, Ruth.
Thanks
how you
for
doing?
watching. And 10-minute levels was too fast. We changed it to 15-minute levels. Now Sunday, the Cowboys are like 6-2 this year.
Yeah, the last Sunday was this past Sunday was their bye week, and they made a big splash. To those football fans, they know they've just signed Odell Beckham Jr. that he's going to be coming on to the team. Hey, Jason, yeah, man, it was good having you in the booth. We will have to run it back again.
It'll be fun.
Absolutely, but yeah, it's big times right now. So if you have a chance where you want to get a chance to be able to watch some football, play some poker.
So 1 o'clock, we have the deep $125
deep stack.
30K starting stack, 15-minute levels. 6 o'clock, $125 buy-in. Crazy Pineapple. Tell them what Crazy Pineapple is.
Okay, folks, Crazy Pineapple, what can I say? It is, I like to say, it's Hold'em with an option, in my opinion. It's like you get dealt 3 cards that they're still around the betting, and then when you go to the flop, you discard one.
After you see the flop.
And then you play as normal. I recommend that you act as smart as you can with this, or as gamble as much as you want. But it is a fun game. You never know what's going to happen.
The thing about crazy, we did a test stream with just like 5 or 6 of the dealers and staff here to test the stream, because we have to set up the RFID table
Yep.
differently so we can muck a card. And it was, you could have ace ace deuce, and if the flop comes out 7 deuce deuce, you muck one of your aces,
And you're sitting there going, oh.
or you could have a pair. Now, do you break your pair and go for the straight draw? I mean, just so many different options.
I did that, folks,
You
unfortunately.
muck your 6s, and Renee, with his fabulous poker face.
Yeah, he laughed, and then lo and behold, bink, ladies and gentlemen, 6 on the turn. Although, in my opinion, what took me out of it was, of course, one of our
Brandon.
it was Chris.
Was it Chris?
It was Chris. It was Chris that had a 1-gapper, flops an open-ender against Mike. And those that play 7-card stud, I was rolled up in kings. So I had 3 kings in my hand. So what am I going to do? It's like, okay, we have to get rid of 1 king. But we were going to go all in anyway. And, of course, he binks it on the river, makes the jack high straight, and takes me out.
I do remember that. I was thinking of the other game, because we played 2 games, when... you guys were chopping and Brandon
he had
hit
king
the 4.
He had king 4. I had king 8.
Yeah.
We were chopping. No, king 7, and we were chopping the whole way. And the only way he wins is with a 4. And of course, he hits a 4. Ladies and gentlemen, I never have any luck on our test streams. In other tournaments, I do well. Test streams. When we test all this stuff, it's usually Eric or one of our GMs, Matthew Osborne, that has absolute God mode. And
Facts.
we don't have a chance. But it tells you
They let us win.
But it tells you that we have an array of tournaments, and now as we go.
What else did we have?
Let's see. What else?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
$200 PLO tournament.
Oh yes. Pot Limit Omaha. It's back, folks.
Yep, that was a fun one. We had our first one on Tuesday. I think we had 3 tables going, and what's Jay's last?
Jay Gravitt.
Yep.
He won. I saw he won.
He ends up winning that one. I'm a fan of Jay. He's had a lot of time on it.
He's made a lot of our final tables, especially in our bigger tournaments. Yep. And with that, folks, we're going to go right to the action.
Whoa, that's loud. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. And to switch it up, we've got Eddie running Action Tracker and Craig in the booth.
That's right, folks. I actually get it. I promise to those fans of me that I do appreciate, and for those that appreciate my energy, I promise I would keep it on cruise control. I will not. You won't hear any screeching voices, but we will bring the same energy, but just on a lot calmer level.
And you will also notice a bunch of new camera angles.
Oh yes.
So this is a new camera angle. Yes. Min says Tuesday PLO. Yep. All right. So Billy 2-pair we call him.
And he's got the walking sticks.
He's got pocket 7s. I'm not sure. So one thing I did is I turned up the frames per second per a suggestion from one of the viewers yesterday, and it might be too much for our bandwidth because it looks like it's lagging a little bit.
Just a touch.
So if this continues, I'm going to have to restart it. Ooh, ace, queen, 6.
All clubs, and
Billy has the only club.
Trey sitting with a straight draw and 2 overcards to the 7s.
I'm not super excited with the 7 high flush draw.
Ooh, Trey hits the king though.
So Billy needs a club or a 7. They both check. And that river is a club.
Ooh, it's a.
So,
but what can you? I think. Wow, they just wrapped the table. And
check. 7 high club. Nobody's excited about it. Trey's not happy with second pair with red cards when there's 4 clubs on the board. So
absolutely.
That was a very non-productive hand.
Well, not a lot. I don't think. Usually, with you flop 1 suit, it's gonna obviously, it's gonna put the brakes on all action.
Right.
Unless both
anybody could have had it, unless they both have flop to flush or have a good draw, the ace or the king.
Usually what will end up as either someone that has flopped a set against the flop flush, and most players, honestly, even if it's a three cards to a suit either way, and you have any set, you're not going to land down. Not immediately. You're going to at least pull one off. Up.
Ooh.
Gonna roll it all in with ace-8. And as you spoke earlier, now there were some stacks that were under 10 big blinds.
Yep.
So they're gonna make moves fairly early. Now Thomas has got a real decision here. He's got a pair.
Yeah, he's got the worst pair. Now, how do you pronounce her name? Because she was a crusher at the table. He does let it go. Knock?
Knock. That's.
I would say knock,
I would
but
say knock. So.
I need an Asian in the commentary booth to tell me how to pronounce that. Hey, I know Min is watching. Is that pronounced knock? Chris Lago's watching.
I know. Hey, Chris, I'm a big enough man to say this. Congratulations on your Astros winning the World Series. I know you've heard about the Mattress Mac bets, right?
Yes.
So I'm like, Vegas had to be crying when he comes out, when he gets ready to come collect.
All right, Lego tells me to change it back to 30 frames per second. All right, I'm going to give it one. Min says close enough, so I'm going to go with knock. And if I'm wrong, she can yell at me.
And she will.
But I saw her triple up with pocket fives against.
I saw the pocket fives against pocket sevens.
Pocket sevens was a short stack.
Against pocket nines.
Nope. He had 8-9.
Oh, yeah, 8-9.
On like a 5-7-9 board.
Oh, so he's got
So he had
top
top
pair,
pair
and it's
gut
set
shot.
over set.
Set over set.
Oh, wow. That's a snug foot. Well, I mean, under the gun with 2 3s. And that's going to be like it's going to be a smart fold. Now that Martin's got 2 small men, he's got 2 8s.
Stacy in the box, as we alluded to earlier. Action's going to fold around, and Martin's just going to pick it up.
And raise and take it. And the rich get richer.
Chris Larkin likes the stream.
Woohoo! Chris, that's another tournament crusher.
Chris and Chris, for sure. All right, there's our chip counts. Tammy likes the stream. Traveling dealer who made it down here. Trey, 30K, 3 big blinds. And we got a couple at 8, 8, 9. And then Martin and Knock up at the top with 30 and 33 respectively. All right, thank you everybody for liking the stream.
Hey,
that helps with our algorithm. Share, like,
and subscribe. Hey, thank you all for being up late. I know, we are past the 11 o'clock hour, so we are having the rival Jimmy Kimmel and the Tonight Show. But thank you for being able to tune in for us. Well, excuse me, as we bring you this final table of our Wednesday tradition. It's our Arcades Game Tournament.
7 check.
I'm going to go share it as long as we're doing this.
And here's the flop here. It's going to go deuce 7-5, 2 spades.
7 check.
Jose's flopped a pair of 5s. Unfortunately, Knock
5 check.
has not. And turns the 8 of hearts. That does give Trey a straight draw, but it's Jose that has a pair of 5s showing. Trey has no redraw. I think he's going to lay that down.
5 call.
And Knock's going to call when, fortunately, don't know her cars with that. We're going to go to a river. It's a king.
7, but it's 20,000. 20,000.
Oh, it looks like it's...
Now, she didn't put her cards over the reader, so Eddie's going to have to manually type them in.
I think it was King 10.
Okay.
It looks like King 10. And then the king on the river would have given her top pair. So,
So she picks it up. So we'll see if Eddie can do this. Now, what I'm going to do, since this is lagging, like we said, unfortunately, I'm going to turn off the stream. And yes, and I'm going to turn the frames per second down to 30, back where it was, and then I'm going to hit stream again. So we're going to lose 10 minutes. And unfortunately, I hate to say this, but you got Craig and I here for 10 minutes while we wait for the refresh stream. But I would rather lose 10 minutes right now than
lose the entire
have
final table
everything
later.
just so glitchy like that. So I am looking into the future. We're down to 7 players on Bravo, so we're going to lose 2 of the short stacks. I'm imagining maybe they doubled up and we lost somebody else. I don't know, but we are down to 7 players right now. So when we come back in 10 minutes, we're going to have 10 players, or we're going to have 7 players, and we won't know what happened. And I apologize to the 2 of you who made it to the final table. You got on the feature table, and we don't get to see you play. I do apologize.
It's the many technological updates, and I mean, obviously, we do this for you, our viewing public, to make sure that we can bring you not just the final tables, not just cash game, but that way you be able to see it in any of your forms, whether it be on your phones, on your iPads, Surfaces. If you have this projected on your big screen, we want to be able that you can see.
Looks so good.
To be able to see that that we're doing everything that we can. I know Eric is an aficionado. I try to learn as much as I can with this for the times.
I like that word, aficionado. It's a good word. It's a vocabulary word.
Thank you. I try to learn as much as I can for that. Eric has spent many years up and down the road, probably somewhere north of 16 million miles that he's done.
So Jeff just tuned in. What happened was, and I'm accused of mansplaining a lot. If you ask me what time it is, I will explain to you how a clock works. That's just how I'm built. It was fabulous as a teacher, but it might be more information than you need. But we've got 8 minutes before we can see anything, so I'll go ahead and explain it. We added a bunch of cameras this week. We went from 4 cameras to 8 cameras. We added a flop camera. We added the different views for all of them,
and also for the room,
and one for the room that's beautiful. And one of the viewers yesterday said you should turn it up to 60 frames per second. And I said I turned it down to 30 frames per second purposely because Tiny told me to, but I will listen to you, person I don't know on the internet. And so today I came in here and we were adjusting the cameras. We moved them down because last night, if you watched last night's stream, it was kind of angled too much, and people wearing hats, you couldn't see their face. So we dropped them down about 2 feet around the corner. So we got all new angles, and I went, hey, I'm going to change this to 60 frames per second, and for the better quality. And I went to stream it, and it was really jerky. And I said, maybe it's going to pull out of it. Maybe it just needs to warm up. And we let it go for about 20 minutes and finally gave up and restarted the stream. Now, when we restart the stream, we lose that gap of video that was in the buffer. We lost that. It's gone. And we have to restart. I changed it back to 30 frames per second, and we restart the countdown. So now we're counting down. We've got 6 minutes left.
And to those that
thanks a lot, random internet dude, Tammy says.
And to those that understand, it's like, trust me, as much as we would like to be able to, just like with with your remote control, be able to turn it on, and turn it off,
Have
and turn it back
everything
on
work.
again. There has to be a level of integrity, especially when you're with live
Exactly.
stream with live streaming poker, that
Yep.
you have to have that.
We need a delay, so we can't see what's going on right now. So I don't even know if that fixed it. I won't know for 6 more minutes. If it comes up and it's still glitchy, then that wasn't the problem, and it's something else, and we're going to have to figure out what that is. So we don't know.
But-
Just to keep the integrity of the game,
Exactly.
we don't know what's going on until we see it on the delay in the booth.
But honestly, I think we're still as much as we for the Summer Jam tournament, for Danielle's birthday bash, for all the weekly tournaments, all the cash games. We're still in our honeymoon phase. I mean, we're about
For sure,
we're
for
a little
sure.
over 3 months into this stream.
And then Jason says, Tiny says it'll probably fix it, smiley face. And Lego says they had to restart due to lag. Dude, I can't give him my 5-minute answer.
Really, Chris?
You just got to answer him in one sentence.
Okay, after a lifelong Braves fan that has given you the nod because your team won the World Series, and you did, come on, man. Don't worry, the Braves will win it next
He
year.
just goes and answers him. And you're on a speed test. You know what? I can run a speed test right now. We've got great internet here. We did run a speed test. So here's how cool this is. This is screen capture. I can come over here, and I'm just going to go to speakeasy.net, which is just a place where you go and go to speed test.
Speakeasy, if you would like to become a sponsor here at Pokerhouse.
I promise they don't need us. And so right there.
Oh, wow.
We're downloading it, and download doesn't matter because we're not downloading. We're uploading, which is what matters. Blah, blah, blah. Eric, sheesh. I know, right? I mean, that's me. So we've got upload bandwidth of 35 megs, and I've streamed places with 10.
Ooh.
So that's not
10?
the problem. Yeah,
Are we sure that the hamster in
It
the
was-
back
it was
the-
small.
was properly fed before he hit the wheel?
So our bandwidth is good. We've just got another 4 minutes left.
But
That leg, and we still have 7 players left. So a little bit of a spoiler for the first 10 minutes we're watching this. We will not lose a player. We lost probably, I'm guessing, the 2 short stacks.
I'm pretty guessing we had a couple players there had less than 10 bigs.
It was not Meskwaki. Mike, Big Mike, came down and was the floor down here for the birthday bash. He was the floor when I was running the MSPT for years, and up in Meskwaki, which is a casino in the middle of Iowa, which is great. And they had better bandwidth than the one I'm talking about, which was a smaller casino.
Oh, okay. So I know he said it was another city because first thing when I think of Iowa when it comes to gambling, it was Council Bluffs.
Right.
So
Right. That's a good one. The leg wasn't on this part. It was in the video that we don't see yet. So it wasn't in Streamlabs. It was in the Poker GFX software.
yeah, folks, that's basically those are our platforms that basically allow us the amazing wonder of technology to be able to bring this to you.
And the geeks that I'm talking to, they know. They know the words I'm using.
For those that are just one of those that please help me plug it in and make sure it works.
Plug it in,
I
please.
try. I'll try to translate for you.
Tammy said Tammy is a traveling dealer. When she was down here a couple of weeks ago, she said she had many people ask where Iowa is.
Wait a minute. Does anyone not realize, before there was at one point in time that Iowa was a main provider of beef.
Yeah.
And I was like, this tells you, I'm a fan of lots of classic game shows. That's why I say you can see Eric looks like dressed like a 1980s game show host because of the vest. But obviously, he's always dressed immaculately. But the thing about back in the day, prizes they used to give away on old game shows in the 70s were Iowa beef. So I only, obviously, if anything, when it comes to Iowa, aside from obviously the University of Iowa. I know their college football teams always highly ranked, always heavily recruited, and then of course Iowa beef because they had a lot of farms.
College wrestling team.
Oh
Also.
yeah, they're definitely college wrestling, but they had a lot of regards on their of beef because of the farms they had available, and I guess the grazing rights that they had available, and there were no corporate farms there. It was literally
Family owned.
They were all family owned. There were no corporate farms, so you know that the quality you were getting was second to none. And unfortunately, nowadays that it is all corporate farms because it's about mass production.
Big Mike says Tammy doesn't know where Iowa is, and Tammy responds, "Shush, you. I want to forget."
Well, come on. It's like you have to. Thing about Mike is when he was down here, we had, and I didn't try to make fun of it, but we had three sizes of mics. We have mini Mike, we have medium size.
four.
Oh, four.
We had 4, including the dealer.
Oh, that's right. So we have mini Mike, small Mike, medium sized Mike, and
Big
Mike. Oh my gosh, are you sure you can fit in the doorway, Mike?
He's a big boy.
He is, but honestly, I said I know he did consider about moving down here, which which obviously
I'm encouraging him.
I would like him to. Heck, if only for the fact that he said he was a bowler. I said, oh, there we go.
I believe it.
And on that 7-10 split, folks, we're about to go right back
Poker
to
House
the
Trivia team in the booth tonight. BT Hale. I cost BT a friend on Facebook.
Aw.
All right. All right, and there's our boy Rick.
My other thing, I have the Scotty Wynn. Any remember the Scotty Wynn tournament they ran at Choctaw?
So here we go. I don't see any lag here, so I think that fixed it. You're a Blackhawk
He's a
right now?
Blackhawk?
I love Blackhawk.
Oh, can you send me a hoodie from Bally's?
That is a Blackhawk is
Colorado?
a city you have to enunciate when you say I love Black Hawk. So anyway, we've got Rick in the box. I'm interested to see who we lost. We did lose the 9 seat,
We did.
and we did lose the 1 seat. So
Those were the two our short stacks.
I think so. And they had like 60K.
We need to let Knock know you can't knock our cards. Now Tammy's like, now who's gonna get banned?
I'm just saying enunciation. Jamie down to 40,000, which is 2 big blinds. Jamie Scott and Jose 2, 5, and 6. We've still got Knock and Thomas up at the top. Thomas with 29, Knock with 21. I do need Tiny to come help me. So Tiny, this view is very bright, and I don't know why compared to the other views.
That is a good
I
point.
tried to white balance them. Like, look how much darker that view is. So we spent the time this morning trying to white balance these because that's about the extent of my knowledge, and it didn't work. So I'm gonna have to have Tiny come in here and help me.
Yes, folks. As much as I try to do what I can to help with Eric on anything I can, and I'll take the words directly from my adjudicator's mouth. This is not my skill set.
Yeah, this is not my skill set. I'm not AV. So we changed it to 30, and it's better, but it's still a little bit laggy. And I don't know why. So I will have to do some research tomorrow. What's tomorrow, Thursday?
Tomorrow is Thursday, and
All right.
it is
Chris Mays. Chris Mays Classic, $200 tournament, and that is a good one. We'll be streaming that final table, so I'll be in here early to fix this lag problem.
That is another one of our staples, ladies and gentlemen. 30K buy-in.
30K starting stack.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
That's a very hard.
Let me rephrase that. 30K starting stack. Trust me, if it was a 30K buy-in, we should have on those numbers alone, we should have a $22 million prize pool.
Billy 2-pair goes all in with ace 10 suited, and everybody folds. Go back to 720p in the Streamlabs video settings. Oh! I do remember that, Jason. The neat thing about that, thank you. Video. Output. And. What's up? Yeah, go ahead.
Everything is all in. 35,000. Say. Full.
All right. Sorry about missing this action. I am 720. But I don't.
Full.
Okay. 1280 by 720 apply. Alright. I just changed it. I don't know if it'll affect it right now or if we have to wait for 15 minutes. We got Jamie all in with ace 9 suited. Ooh, flops a 9. That's it. Full double. Now we wait. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud for the people watching. If I change Streamlabs video, if that fixes it. Tiny says he doesn't know either. All right, well, we'll find out. We shall find out.
Full. 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 Full.
The action's just folding around. I'm waiting for something exciting to happen.
Full. Man, I hadn't even looked. I hadn't even looked. I had a...
Ace 4 in the 8 seat. He said he didn't even look and he woke up with a good hand.
That'd be funny, yeah. Subject, totally didn't even like it. At ace 4 hard. That was anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Lego. The 10-minute buffer shouldn't matter because I'm changing it right in Streamlabs, which is not buffering. It's coming from GFX to Streamlabs, which is making it buffer. I think. I don't know for sure. But we'll play with it some more.
I think I've seen you on it. Either here or TCH. I'm sure I've seen you. Full.
I'm trying to think of anything else that I changed besides adding a whole bunch of cameras, and I don't think we did change anything. Woohoo!
6 to 60.
Oh, wow.
And
I just looked at the screen. Billy's got pocket aces.
he's got 2 1s, and everyone else has cards that
He
they
makes
win.
a very big raise. He's got pocket aces, and he makes it 4x. Everybody folds, and he picks up the blinds and annies. Frank Carrillo, thank you for liking the stream.
Like my fucking 6'3", guy up there.
Adult language on the stream.
We apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. Although I only can anticipate at 11:30 at night that we're not going to have too many toddlers.
Not live, but this is saved on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, so people will come back and watch it later. So I request people to use their PG voices, but in the thick of it, they get excited and forget.
40.
Jose in the 7 seat makes it 40,000.
Makes it 40.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, Scott. So we had a discrepancy in chips, so he's gonna fix it. So Jose makes it 40, and It folds around and he picks up the pot. So what happened was his stack size was off, so Craig had to manually enter it midstream, and we're good.
There we go.
I love this flop cam.
I know it was requested so much.
It was, and I kind of poo-pooed the idea. Like, I mean, for years when I was touring around the country, I said I've got the overlay right there. You don't need to see it because I've got the overlay, and I never had the ability to have more cameras. So I would say, which camera do you want me to take away so I can add the flop cam? And they didn't want me to take away anything, so we just didn't do it. But down here at Poker House Dallas, we added 4 more cameras. I don't see any blue screen flashing, Lego. I'm not sure what that means. And Knock does need to learn how to scan. She's not using that. Most of these people haven't used a RFID table before. Martin in the cutoff makes it 5,000. 55,000, excuse me. And I like that's a more reasonable bet. That's about 2 3/4, almost 3. It did blue screen for so that happened when I was switching something. So that was on me. That wasn't a software thing. I switched something and it just flashed for a second. Yeah, you see there, if you look closely, you can see the box in front of all these players, and she's using that box to put her chips in instead of putting her cards in it. So we are down to 7 players. Everybody's guaranteed $288 for their $100 buy-in, almost 3x their money back.
That should at least be a full tank of gas.
Yeah, I filled up today. It was rough. I've got a big.
Well, Eric,
Chevy Sierra.
Yeah, but the thing
Silverado.
is, Eric, your truck has gone through, World War III, 4, and 5 and
Man,
back.
It's a mess. Yeah, it's. I've got a Silverado 2500. I think I get
Maybe 6 miles to the gallon.
worse when I'm towing my RV around. But I took a video of me filling it up. Where is it? Right there? Nope, right there. 75,
Oh.
76, 77. It was it's 78, 79, $79.69.
Oh, just under $80.
Yeah. And then I was mad because I drove 5 miles down the road and it was 10 cents less. Could have saved $2.40. All right. It's a nice little flop. Ace, a king, 6. Knock has top pair. Checks around.
Again,
She does bet the flop. It's blind versus blind. She's going to pick up a nice pot.
Gonna be a raise and take it.
Just a bet.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Bet and take it.
Take it.
Pre-flop, it's a raise and take it.
Yeah. I'm still having to get all the rest off, folks. More or less, I wanted to make sure that I try to learn as many aesthetics as it comes with the stream, because I know he's as our aficionado, our almighty Eric would always say that anybody can talk about cards, but you got to be able to get all the pieces down.
Right.
And I wanted to take that to heart. And don't get me wrong, I'm still trying to make sure that I can provide all we can with that. And so thank for those that hopefully you've been able, that every time I've been on the action tracker, that it's come clear that you've been able to get the action as updated as we can. As we have Martin, that's going to make the raise with the ace to 55,000.
Actions on 7.
Oh, but
Ooh, he runs into
but
it.
Jose's got the double Boderis.
He's only got 65,000, so this is going to be an all-in
pretty much.
and a call for 10,000 more. He's only got the 3 big blinds.
All in.
There we go. And I think it's going to be an insta-call.
He's
from-
actually all in for 85 because 20 was already in the pot for his big blind. So that's good.
There we go, folks. We got ace 10 for Martin and,
Martin says, dang it.
and 2 10s for Jose.
Needs exactly an ace.
And nope, there. He's got some backdoor outs.
7. Oh, there's an
and
ace.
that's a blocker too, folks.
He needs the 110 that's left in the deck, and he does not get it.
And Martin swims upstream with the ace 10 to take out Jose in 7th place.
7th place for $288. Jose, thank you for playing. Martin up at the top of the leaderboard with 21 big blinds, 425,000. We got a couple of guys down at the bottom with 80,000.
Blind, 20 to play. Actions on 2.
With 4 big blinds and a suited ace, I'm all in.
I think so. That's it.
Martin folds queen 3. Jamie snap all in.
That's
Eddie
it.
looks like a Jawa in his hoodie. I'll let go. I'm going to tell him you said that. He was actually Chewbacca for Halloween up at Choctaw.
Oh, wow.
And when you're 4 foot tall, Chewbacca looks like Jawa.
No more actions.
Oh shit! You have to have a city.
Okay.
There we go. And Scott moves. Scott's all in.
Scott's all in with 6-4. He was in the big blind. He already had 40K in the pot
Oh, that's right. So-
with the blinds and annies. So
And, and he spikes
he
the
needs,
ace.
he needs a.
Oh, there's the 9 of clubs.
Oh, that would be dirty if he hits another club. Oh, wow! Oh, that's dirty.
Agony.
Jamie, you played that perfectly. You did everything right.
Runner, yeah. To only
Wow.
go knowing that the only way you lose it is has to go runner
Yeah.
flush.
I need club to come out. That was dirty.
It's got to go perfect, and lo and behold, it did.
Wow.
The yellow spot on that one. Like, freaking scream.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, you were out there. You saw that coming.
I saw it coming.
Oh,
See,
I was
folks,
the only one
I have a poker-
surprised.
I have a poker face, folks.
Yeah, definitely. That was that.
Wasn't folding my punch. Small y'all.
Yeah, he says I warned you. I ain't folding. So Tiny says I wonder if the resolution changed. I don't think it's a Streamlabs thing. I think it's a Poker GFX thing. I think, but I will definitely change all of that stuff. I'm not going to end the stream to test it now. We're just going to suffer through this.
Actions on 8.
I'm gonna give you a friggin' gift.
Oh, it's not really a gift, Scott. Since Martin had the best hand.
Yeah. I'll take it though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Man.
Hey, blinds and picking up a ground skinner, and getting the blinds and annies like that. And here are our final 5, folks, with Martin at the top, followed by Thomas, Knock, Billy, and Scott with that amazing double through to go runner for the double through.
So nice. Blinds are up to 10 and 20 with a 20K ante.
So that means, folks, that they're putting in 50,000 every round, which means moves are going to be made considering that even our big stack has just over 20 big blinds.
JC Sound Guy says nasty.
And
I
Lego
agree. That
says
was
gr-
that was
That was gross. That was very gross, Legos.
Martin with the pocket pair and all the chips. I want to see him start applying pressure.
Actions on 2. 40K.
Makes it 40. I love just the min click.
Yeah, only problem is that Thomas has the pointer system.
Which
He's
is-
got 2 queens.
It's why I love the min click because he loses the minimum. When Thomas raises now, he can fold 2 twos.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, he's going for
That's
it all.
an easy fold.
Absolutely, you're not gonna.
And so some people would raise more than a min click. They'd go like 3x or 3.5x or whatever, and then they would have to lose that much more. Oh, it looks like Stacy's tapping back in. I'm good with that.
Okay.
I thought Stacy was going home and we were gonna lock Rick in, but we get Stacy for another half hour.
That works. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that one because typically, you're short-handed because usually in a full ring game, you're going to get pick up a pocket pair once about every 17 deals. But for the fact when you pick up a pocket pair in a ring game, you will want to try to get max value
Right.
with that. But with deuces against 2 queens, theoretically you're playing the deuces to set mines specifically.
Exactly. You don't like any flop that does not have a deuce in it.
Absolutely.
Jason's going to bed, Tiny. He says, "Gotta get some sleep. See you soon." It's almost midnight. Yeah, it's.
Oh wow, it's been a long day for both of us.
Yeah, it's
And Martin on the
50. Now he makes it a little bit more, with 7-8 off on the button,
my favorite hand.
and knock folds, and Billy puts his big blind out. So just like that, great bet, Martin.
Now he sees it's taking advantage. Also, he was taking advantage of both sack size and position.
Yep.
I know it's most sound players, regardless of what they'll have on the button.
Here's a VPIP real quick. Martin up at 34%, knocked down at 13%. Explain to the viewers at home what VPIP is.
Yes, VPIP it would stand for voluntarily putting chips in the pot.
So every, what was he at, 30%?
34%.
34%. So every 10 hands, he's playing about 3.5 of them. Okay, and there Thomas forgot to scan his card. 7 deuce, that's why he didn't scan them. He's like, these are no good. All right.
And
Knock
with the better 6,
calls with an 8-6, and Billy checks.
with the jack 6. And a flop of a queen deuce 3.
I think whoever bets first is going to take this down. They're both going to check the flop.
And there's the 8.
There it is. Knock's just going to bleed out and bet with the best hand now.
Absolutely. And
I'm interested to see what would have happened if, let's say, a king came out if she still bets. They're encouraging Stacy to speak up so that Eddie can enter all of the bets so we can track along. So you viewers at home have a better viewing experience. Oh, Thomas has pocket sevens and he's not.
on the table.
he's out
is
having a
not
cigarette.
gonna like himself right now.
Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe it's a.
Out and
Gift.
Billy is gonna make the move.
Yeah, it would have
and
been. It would have been a straight flip with 7-7 against ace 9. Billy
Wow.
2 pair shows the ace and picks up another 50K
Wow, like
or another 40K. He was a small blind.
yeah, that could have. Let's see, with 5 left, that could have been a $180 cigarette.
It really was, yes. Scott with 4 big blinds left. And you can see there, we've got 5 more minutes before the blinds go up to 15,000 and 30,000 with a 30,000 big blind Danny.
Wow, folks, it's gonna be real thin, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, knock with the ace king and the cutoff. So Thomas with ace 6, he's going to He's got 21 big blinds. Blinds are 20,000 now.
I don't see him playing that.
Does let it go.
And yep, this was an auto
Yep.
shove.
Knock just puts it all in 325,000 chips.
And over to Martine.
She's going to make somebody
Nothing, yeah.
wake up with a hand, and they don't, so she's going to pick it up. I like it. Adds 50K to her stack.
Yeah, that is the upside about it, obviously. Even though they're not that deep, but it does become more
Well, she went,
valuable
yeah, she
when
went
you
from
were-
15 to 18.
by just picking up the blinds and antes. So.
Yep. There's Scott with his 80,000. 4 big blinds, and they're coming around fast. And with the big blind Annie, it's hurts that much more.
Uh-oh. And
Billy
I
with
think-
the ace
I
king
think
this
he's gonna make the move.
Now knock folds the ace-6, the exact same thing.
And
Under the gun and cutoff, ace-6 versus ace-king as the last hand, and it went fold and raise, just like the last hand. I would have wanted Billy just to ship it in,
absolutely.
but he wants to. He's totally committed. He's got 160. He put 70,000 into the pot, and action folds around.
And, yep. And he's gonna take that down. So
In this situation, I like to show when I have good cards because I want my opponents to think I always have good cards, especially when I'm just trying to get them to fold so I can pick up the blinds and antes. I always show when I have it. Like, I just try to put it into their mind, yes, he has it. He has it again. I made a good fold. I want to reward them for folding when I'm short stacked like Billy is right now. I wonder if he showed his ace-king or if he just folded.
I think, well, obviously, at this point in time in the tournament, it's more like just trying to pick up all the pots you can, or at least or go the other way and make raises that you're going to get callers if someone has any close of a hand, and
So Scott in the cutoff has. Billy's going to
he's
act
got
first.
the 2 ducks. I think Scott's going to go with it.
Scott has to go with it. Ace-10 with 4 big blinds. That's an auto shove. Or
Oh, wow.
fold.
Wow. And over to Knock, who's
No. Yeah,
Yep.
Knock's not calling. So Billy gets it through with 2 deuces.
wow. I mean, it was the best hand, and just like it's hard to think that with a short stack and an ace, but short-handed.
He's got 2 more hands before he loses half his stack in blinds and antes. I don't like that fold by Scott, and I know he's going to watch the stream. I don't think he's trying to ladder from 461 to 547.
Right. Yeah. I think it's one of those things where you look at it going, that might have been the best hand you
Ace,
did.
yeah, he's got to wake up with a hand right now.
And well,
Queen 10. That's one I go with.
it's solid
Now
enough.
he might think I would rather shove than call, and he does.
He's all in,
Yep.
and he might get this.
If
through.
it folds around, he's gonna pick up 50K.
It's
Not gonna make it.
It's not.
All right,
No.
Scott.
And it's the same hand that
Yep,
he folded.
that he
the hand
just folded.
before.
So he's down to 3 outs or straight draws or flush draws.
And he's got the 2.
And we're going to lose Scott here if he doesn't strike some lightning right now. I don't like his chances. He's got 27% to hit a queen or some type of straight or flush. He's calling for it. Oh, right.
look at
Oh,
that flop.
flops 2
Flops
pair.
the top 2 pair. Oh, but there's the
a
straight draw.
Ace or a king. Ace or a king.
It's
Oh, Trey, Queen 10.
Scott's doubled
Great,
up
great
again.
hand. So, like I said, Scott, genius fold with that ace 10. Just wait one more hand, and you're going to get a full double plus the blinds and antes, and you're going to be up to 200K. So, like I was saying, great fold with ace 10 against deuces.
And even our Eric, our aficionado Anderson, even knows when in a Botany 500 suit how to backpedal.
Whee! All right, now he's got 10 big blinds. Still the short stack at the table, but now he's got breathing room. He went from 4 to 10. That's excellent for him.
Buttons over there aren't gonna be.
He said I was at the main table with the main event and I didn't get no shit.
We're all kind of.
I don't know if it registered, did it? Okay.
Queen. Queen 10 against ace 10.
All right, now there, you see the next hand. We're going to be at 1530. You can see the Poker Atlas in front of Stacy. Blinds just went up. Next hand. So this is the last hand at 1020. Now Eddie is new on the action tracker. Let's watch and see if he remembers to put the blinds up. I reminded him before we went at it, and he says, "Oh, I'll definitely remember that. I'm a tournament player." And he is a fabulous tournament player.
And he won the Daniel birthday and he won the Badoogie.
He won
Choctaw.
the Badoogie WSOP. It wasn't a ring event; it was a prelim WSOP event. But he still won it.
He's still playing the rush. I mean, you can't knock that. I mean,
5 king tray on the flop.
Seat 6, 30,000.
and Billy's going to lead out. If he hits a pair, I mean,
And it's hard to make a pair. It's going to work.
they say statistically on boards like this, you're going to flop a pair once every 3 hands.
Course, any pair.
Any pair. And he shows them the this
5
is
ball.
This is what I'm talking about. I show when I have it because I want to program into them to fold when I bet. Always think I have it. Always fold and let me have the pots.
No, because I would miss Dells.
I mean, I'm one of those. It's like I take the mindset of and I learned this. He's an old school poker player. Isn't it Dewey Tomko? He always said he never showed his cards, and this was a man that went heads up for the World Championship twice, but he never showed his cards, even though in 01,
15, 30, 30. Eddie remembered.
So in 01, the only time he picked up aces in 5 days was the hand that took him out. He had aces against against Queen 10, and Carlos Mortensen makes the king high straight on the river.
Here's Scott with a king queen of suited.
Got the prom hand, and Martin, not with the 7 high.
How are you doing for beverages? I want another coffee at midnight. Why wouldn't I drink another coffee? Do you want something?
I am good. So
All right.
we're going to let Eric be able to go get another cup of coffee. Not exactly Folgers or Maxwell House, but but I'm gonna spear the command center until he gets back, folks. And ladies, and thank you for those that are tuning with us, burning the midnight hour as we are on with our final 5 here on our Wednesday tradition, the Katie's Game Tournament here at Poker House of Dallas. As action's going to be on knock. It's going to be a fold. It folds around to Scott on the button and Martin on the small blind with ace queen.
C2 all in.
And Martin's not taking any chances. I don't see Thomas making the call with 7 high here.
All of a sudden has aces.
But still, good enough. It's going to be a raise, an all-in and take it for Martin. Again, folks, we got 5 players left. All of our players here guaranteed at least $461, but we got with first place up top over $1,700. But it is very balanced here, folks. But also, again, we're at level where it is blind. We are blinds where it's 15, 30, 30, which means every player is putting in 75,000 chips every round. Every 5 deals they're putting in 75,000 in chips. And Scott with the ace 8. Up, he's gonna go for it all right here. He is all in. And it looks like it's a raise and take it. And Scott shows the ace, trying to scoop up some acknowledgement to the players going, I did not move in with nothing, as he showed the ace. It's going to take down the pot. Again, folks, yes, we did have another amazing turnout for our Katie's Game tournament, 72 players. We almost doubled our guarantee. Here are our payouts again. There are 5 players left. They are guaranteed all at least $461, but with $1,700 up top, which is a pretty good payday for a Wednesday. We're over to our next hand. Action is going to be on Scott.
Seat 8 post.
And Martin in the cutoff. He's got ace jack.
1,000 seat 2.
He puts in the raise to 75,000 with the ace jack. Now Knox here with king 8 suited. And Billy, no mas. And it's another pot pushed towards Martine. As we go into our next hand, it's going to be Martine underneath the gun. Under the gun.
Seat 2 post. 4 folds, 5 folds.
Billy's going to complete with the queen 8, and Scott going to wrap the table with the queen 7. So we're going heads up between the 2 blinds. Oh, wow. The flop comes 7-10 floor, all spades, and both have a spade. Scott has a pair and a flush draw. Billy with a lesser flush draw. Scott's going to make the move here with the pair and the queen high flush draw. Billy with only the 8 of spades is just going to let it go, and Scott has become a force. He has over 320,000 chips now. Scott has become a force. He is up to second place.
No, 8 of spades. If I send a thing to I bet it, or do I want to lose any money on this hand?
All right, folks, as we go into our next hand, and Eric has refilled coffee cup number,
I'm
let's see,
back. I don't count that high.
I'm going to say 17.
That's probably pretty close.
It may be.
We're it's after midnight, and we're gonna let it all hang out. Oh wait, it's after midnight. We still have 28 viewers, but they must be too tired to talk because nobody's chatting with us, or we're having a glitch. We had a glitch yesterday.
Oh, no.
Where we couldn't see the YouTube or the Facebook chats, so we had to like pull it up on our phone devices to see the chat. Yeah. So if you're still in the chat, just give me a thumbs up or a hi to make sure there's not a glitch somewhere.
But these are some diehard players. Oh, Tammy's think we're just sleepy.
Yeah.
These are
Okay. Good. As long as it's still working.
These are some diehard players, considering this tournament started at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Yeah, they've been going for $100 tournament. They've been playing for 6 hours. Ted Rathkoff
Alaska.
says hi from Alaska. And Abel Dax Gillian likes the stream. Thank you, Abel. Good to have you, Ted and Craig. Craig says hi.
Hey.
Go Scott.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, Scott's become a force. He's up to see. All of a sudden, he's in second place now.
Oh, what did I? Yeah, I missed a few hands grabbing my coffee.
It was he moved all in with a pair and a flush draw, and he got the.
And he held?
And it held, but
Who'd he double through?
he didn't double through. He just there was just a call before the flop.
Oh, okay.
Scott has become a force.
10 big blinds.
Okay, yes, Lego. Okay, so I say Scott's become a force.
I
but
mean,
there-
10 big blinds is 300, and that's about an average stack now. So,
But considering he was the short stack, he had.
yeah, when he was down to 4 and now he's got 10. If he must have more than 10 because he had 10 when, and 288 is the average. Let's see what Scott has now. I'll take the over on 300, just based on what you said. Scott is 385, 12 big blinds. Thank you very much.
So
Second in chips.
I am right. He has.
He is a
become
force at this table. I'm on Craig's side on this one,
Yeah,
Lego.
but- yeah, think
He's
about it.
second in chips.
I mean, I think about it. He was one of the short stacks when it was a full table.
This is amazing that there's still 5 people in this tournament with 12 big blinds being second in chips.
It's something else now. I mean, it's gonna play to. I almost I worry about the fact of the matter is that
This is what you see when you have thousands of money between pay jumps. Right now we've got $80.
oh wow oh wow.
Please knock. Be gentle with those cards.
Martin
RFID
made
chips.
the move with the 2 7s. Knox got Queen 10.
All right.
Considering that was the hand that Scott was able to double through her
Yes.
with against her Ace 10, and there's
She
a
does
10
hit
right
a 10.
there. Gonna need a 7 or 2 straight cards.
No,
Only a
just a
7
7.
ball.
Just a 7.
Ooh,
Does
one
not
spot
do it.
too much.
Yep.
Queen 10.
Queen
Queen
10.
10.
Another double. I don't think that was through her, was it?
It was through her.
It was through her.
It was because it was the Ace 10 you so magnificently said it was an excellent laydown for him, and then the very next hand he shoved with Queen 10 against
Right.
her Ace 10.
I knew he had Queen 10, but I thought it was Thomas with the Ace 10.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go on your memory because it's way better than my memory. But I thought it was Thomas in the 4 seat with the Ace 10 suited.
Oh no, it was not because it was Ace 10. It was Ace 10 hearts. Literally the very previous hand that Scott had the Ace 10,
Right, right.
and we questioned his fold, but
Billy and Knock have to let it rip. I agree, Mark.
Mark, hey, I'm surprised he's still up, or either he's still up or he may be on the floor playing.
Are you playing, Mark?
Oh, I got to get with you, man. I'm sorry to get a chance to get with you in regards on the Cowboys game.
4-6 was the best.
Jack Trave.
Text about that.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Small blind, 7 tray,
Again.
suited. I like little min raise right here in the small blind. Make Billy fold.
Oh.
Ooh.
And they both check.
All in?
We had a little bit of a lockup.
Three.
Lego says it was 10 big blinds the first time Craig said it. So here's a software problem that when the camera switches sometimes it locks up, and we have the ATEM switch right in front of us, and we just have to keep an eye on that and tap it. But if we miss it because we're watching the action on the screen, on the delay, we're going to be locked up a little bit. At least this specific screen, we see 3 of the 5 players. So we see Thomas, Knock, and Billy 2 pair. And we have a nice little overlay of the board with that new flop cam.
Indeed.
So we're missing Scott. in
And
the 8 seat.
Martine in the 2 seat.
Is it Martine or Martin?
From what
Throw a
he
little
felt,
accent
it's
on it?
Martine, yeah.
Okay. Minnesota, we call that Martin.
Remember, you're in Texas, so it has to be Martin.
Martin.
Although it,
The King Jack and Jack.
6 all in.
And
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be
a
a-
chop if this is it looks like a watermark.
unless if, it depends on the next card. If it's a card, any card over a 9,
Wait. We're good. I got it. We'll do it again.
if it's any card over a 9, it's going to be a chop.
Yeah, Stacy, Katie's watching King 8.
Oh, wow. It is not. It is going to be Kings and Jacks, and the 8's going to play.
Wow, the 8's gonna play.
And Scott is
He's not out, but he's
on the morphine drip.
down again. He went from 4 to 10 to 12 to 8.
8.
Oh, so Billy was at 4.
So, wow, ladies and gentlemen, it's evenly balanced.
It really is.
It's really
And
evenly
if
balanced.
Thomas doubles through Knock, who Knock was short stack a hand ago, if he doubles through Knock, they flip flop. This is anyone's game. And Katie she just says K8,
That is her hand.
which is the Kate in Katie's game. I love it.
I know for a while, I think when we first started having, we were giving away hoodies for you. Took the King.
I love it,
took
like the
King
7
8.
deuce. But if it's the King 8, Billy's all in with Ace Queen suited on the button. I like that. He's going to add 75K to his stack.
That's the thing about when we get to this level.
Yep.
That
Just
even
all in.
and all in will easily. I mean, 75,000. You might. He only had.
Yeah.
He had 325, but he picked up 75 just off of that. So
Well, he had 250.
Oh,
picked up.
250.
Yeah, now he's up to 325. Chop it 5
Chopping-
ways.
well,
Eddie's advocating a 5-way chop. I told them in my little pregame interview or my pregame instructions, you are allowed to chop. It's your money. Don't even worry about messing up my TV show.
oh, wait, Scott's gonna move all. He's all in with the
Lego
Jack
says
6.
Scott is no longer a force. He's got the Jack 6 on the button. And,
Now Thomas hasn't played that many hands here.
right, I think he's specifically targeting Thomas, knowing this is your all-in hand. Do you want to go broke right now? You have to pick up a hand that you're willing to put all your chips in. And King 10 is right on the cusp. I like that Thomas took his time to think about it, but I think King 10 is right there.
It is.
Right there. Like Ace 10's a call.
We've seen
King
Queen,
9's a
we've
fold.
seen Queen. We've seen Queen 10 as a call.
Yeah, Queen 10's a monster. Yeah. Eddie's saying this will be over this level, but I've said that 2 levels ago.
Yeah.
And we're sitting at 5-handed still.
I know, right?
40 minutes to break.
There's no shot they make it to break, right?
No way.
Fold. 2 fold.
And okay, Thomas with the suited ace.
Now you get it in, Thomas.
Or it was like all ace 4 being ace and a fake.
I like that. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, usually what happens is that when you squeeze that, you squeeze
Yep.
it, and you see that corner of the 4, it looks like an ace. You're like, no, it's a 4.
That's happening. You've got 5 big blinds in the small blind.
Oh,
Just get it in.
and he raises it to
He
80.
Yeah, he makes it 80, which is fine, but what's he going to do? Fold if she shoves? So
Well, we just ended a hand.
20, 40, 40.
Oh wow.
Oh, it hasn't gone yet.
Yeah, he's. And that's why we don't announce blinds going up until the timer goes off. But he's preemptively saying, next hand, ace and a fake.
Ace. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I like it. I've never heard it. I've heard of ace and a face, but I've never heard of ace and a fake. 7, 8, 10, 10, 11. This is crazy.
Oh wow, folks! It's the tournament that just won't end. These these are serious. These are I've seen most of these players. They play cashier. I know. They either play cashier, they play tournaments, or they play anything. They're pretty much die. There are a couple of these players are real diehard to our room. So
I recognize Martine, I recognize Scott, and I recognize Billy. I don't recognize Knock. That's the first time I've seen her today, and I don't recognize Thomas. So I'm not sure what's going on here.
uh-oh.
Knock and Billy.
Billy's made two pair.
Billy's got 2 pair. Knock's got middle pair. Yeah, wow, he needs exactly an 8.
I don't.
And there's
see-
only 1 left.
Oh,
Or
and-
excuse me, she needs exactly an 8, and there's only 1 left.
and Billy taking the pot.
Billy 2 pair.
As we go, the chat here, it says Mark Williams saying, "Tell Stacy to deliver the bad beat she usually does," and this is over.
Yeah. It's the blinds are so hefty now. It says 15, 30, 40 because he was in the middle of changing it when the overlay came up.
Oh,
So it's actually 20, 40, 40.
oh wow! There you go, folks. That means it's 100,000 chips around. It is
an orbit.
It is a stack around.
A stack of pink.
Hey, it is a stack of pink around.
Yeah, 5 big blinds, 6 big blinds. They had 7, 8, 8, 10. Now they went to 5, 6, 6, 7, whatever it is.
I think the action is going to go very quickly because no one can afford to. Okay, Billy's sitting with the ace jack now.
8 big blinds.
Six, raised to 80,000.
Yeah, standard plays. You just put it all in, but he's just putting.
That's oh, there we go. Oh, Scott moves in with suited
So
king.
Billy induced that shove with the big blind, and it's a 66-34. Lego says there was an Asian who calls the ace for the Chinese aces. I assume because you squint for them. So that's a jack, queen, 9. Oh, 10. The king makes us straight. We need a king on the board. We don't get it.
It goes the other way. There's a
8,
queen
9,
high
10 jack,
straight on the
queen
board,
straight.
but it's the king.
Scott takes it down with a king high straight. This is crazy.
Wow, he climbs uphill again.
He is he a force yet? I think he might be a force.
I think he might be either that or he's got. I like to say he's got more lives than a cat.
Scott takes it down. That would be amazing. So he's just gonna. Eddie's double checking chip stacks. He's eyeing those chips from across the room, going, "How much do you have?" He wants to make sure his counts are correct. I love that.
Stacy strikes again. The problem is, Mark, it wasn't. The tournament's still not over.
Yeah.
The short stack doubled
She
up.
need to throw a
Can't-
king on the river.
and then we could have made some headway.
Needs a count.
He's just double checking all the chip counts, making sure everything's accurate. We're on level 17.
Wow, I
20-minute
think
levels.
this may be one of the longest last. That's not a multi-flight.
Yeah.
No, not one of our multi-flight tournaments. So.
Yeah, it's after midnight.
I mean, we gotta think about it. Even a flight on our multi-flights from the last one, they went about 6 hours.
It's gonna go. I mean, we've been saying this for an hour now. It's gonna be quick. It's gonna be quick. We're not gonna make it to break. You know,
Yeah, thanks, Eddie. You keep
break in another 34 minutes. We're not gonna make it to break.
We're
we
not
said.
gonna make it to. Although for our viewer Ted over in Alaska, I think it's only like 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm like, if you're still watching,
What is the time zone in Alaska? I don't even know.
I think it's like
Is it Pacific time zone?
I want to
or is
at
it past
least say
that?
so. Let's see.
I mean, of course they have. I mean, they have like night for 6 months. My money's on knock. So my question: if you had double-digit big blinds, then he's a force. Yes.
Okay, I take that back. Okay, so they're right now the time in Alaska is 9:18.
Okay, so 3 hours.
So they're 3 hours behind. So they are in the Pacific time zone.
All right. I was envisioning the globe, thinking it would be further west, and they might make up a new. That was a question I didn't know. Like, what time zone is Hawaii in? Just its own time zone?
Just
Hawaii?
I think it's sat in the Pacific. I mean, it's funny. I've never been to Hawaii. Family's been to Hawaii. Matt, our
been to
GM,
Hawaii.
Matt's been to Hawaii.
Yeah, he was in Hawaii a couple months ago. Whenever I've looked at going to Hawaii, Cancun is about a fourth the price, and so I do that. I'll go there for 3 weeks instead of Hawaii for 1 week
Oh, that's true.
for the same price.
All in for 120.
Billy is all in.
Gonna take the 2
3 big
fours,
blinds.
and up there's Ted right on cue. 9:20.
One Pass Pacific. Okay. So you don't have a name. You're just called One Pass Pacific. That was a real question.
One Pass Pacific. Okay. Oh,
And that's what I thought,
I would
because
think
it's
so. I
further
mean-
west. That is a great trivia question. I'm so glad that you popped into our chat. In 50 years, I've never thought of that.
yeah. I mean, it's one of those things.
Is it winter time for you now? Is it the 6 months of darkness that you have right now, or are you in the 6 months of summer?
Yeah, that was a good point. Because we just had daylight savings.
Right.
So I wonder if it, like, Ted, can you help us out if it goes in reverse because of where you're at, that it's now 6 months of light or 6 months of dark?
I think we're starting winter, so I think it's going to start to be 6 months of darkness, is my guess, but I don't know. Oh, they're yelling at knock again. Put your cards in the square. We should be in the next time zone over with Hawaii, but they made the whole state except for the far west.
Illusion Islands,
Just
yeah.
over the time zone. Okay.
Alaskan Standard
Oh,
Time.
so there is something called Alaska Standard Time. All right. Very good. Joey Hernandez says, did you guys get new dealers? No, what we did, Stacy's been here since I was first here in February. But we're usually done streaming by now.
Uh-oh. And the lady has ladies.
Queen versus Ace 7. She's already doing the happy dance. Don't celebrate too
don't
soon.
cele-
You will
anything-
upset the gods, the poker gods.
Anything can happen.
Adam likes the stream. Thank you, Adam.
Sir. Oh, he flops aces and sevens. Oh, to
boat.
full house.
She's drawing dead.
He flops aces
Wow.
and sevens and
Don't
turns
I
a
told
full
you
house.
don't do the happy dance too soon.
Never, ever,
Wow.
ever. But
All right. We lose knock in 5th place.
wow. And okay, Legos. Can we call Scott a force now? He is the dominant chip leader.
He is a force.
He is the dominant chip leader now.
Down to 4 players. He had 2 big blinds or 4 big blinds?
He had 4 big
He had 4,
blinds
went to 10.
about 3 blind levels ago. And now he is the dominant chip leader with 4 players to go.
Wow.
And hey,
He is a force.
he is now officially a force. He took
Look at all those stacks.
He's been
Each one of those stacks is 100,000 chips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 800,000 plus.
And each time he's
835.
And each time he's come from behind.
Yes,
the 4
Stacy strikes again.
I'm like, Mark, do you have a small story about Stacy causing you to get drawn out, or drawing someone else out? Well, Martin's gonna put it all in with
Yeah.
with the ace 7 this time.
I like it.
And he's gonna take Billy's big blind for that. Oh wow! Sunrise at 9
9
a.m.
a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Okay. So we're not quite in that all light all the time phase yet.
I do know it's like when I was
It's gonna
living
get all dark all the time pretty soon, though.
when I was living in Vegas, and the times where I did come back home when the sun came up, it was around 5 a.m. when the sun came up.
Lego admits Scott is a force.
God, it is now official. From the #1 Houston Astros fan, Scott is officially a force.
What is the movie with Robin Williams about Australia? I mean, excuse me, about Alaska.
Ooh.
And it's a murder mystery type.
Mystery Alaska.
Is that it?
I think it is.
All right, I'm gonna Google that now. I know that Ted's gonna know because it's about Alaska. So I mean, besides Call of the Wild, what else was out there?
Up.
Mystery Alaska.
And I don't know how that came out of my being, but Martin's moved all in, and Billy's has picked up Snowmen of all things as we talk about Alaska.
8 folks.
And here we go, folks. It's the 2 8s for Billy. It's King 10 for Martine. Mystery Alaska's about hockey. Okay.
Yeah, it's about. That's not the one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Robin Williams. That has Russell Crowe and it looks fabulous. I'm gonna go.
Here we go, folks.
Well, he still needs an 8.
He's flopped 30 miles or a 9.
A 9 or an 8. 8 or a 9. He's got 6 outs one time.
Ooh,
Does
it's a
not get it.
And that's a full house.
Insomnia.
Okay, yep.
Insomnia. 2002 thriller drama with Robin Williams and yeah, that was a great movie. Al Pacino, Robin Williams.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Fabulous movie about Alaska. Yes, Abel says Mystery Alaska is about hockey. Yep, that's not what I was thinking of. I was thinking of this other one. So there we got it. 4th place, $547. Really
And-
2 pair. We are down to 3 players.
We,
Now the pay jumps get significant.
now
Now we got $150.
Now it's this is a big one now, because now, even though everyone's guaranteed $691, this is for the next one that goes out misses out on another $500.
Yes. So they just got a $150 pay jump.
About that, yeah.
I'm counting on my fingers to see what the next pay jump is.
$460.
Yep,
461. That's what
461.
461. So
Ted says I'm a friend of Scott's. That's awesome.
okay.
Hey, you're his good luck charm, I think.
gotta
because-
be. So he may have you watch all of his
Yeah.
stream when he makes final tables.
4 folks.
Scott's got the ace jack in the small blind.
And
He just pumps it. Martine is going to let it go. King deuce 3 hand is just not strong enough.
no, it's
You look down and see that king, and you go, yes! And then you see the 2
just-
right behind it, and you go, well...
and Scott
Not for all my
Scott
chips.
pulls the Eric and rolls
and
over the
yes,
ace.
exactly.
Pulls the Eric, rolls over the ace jacks.
This is the exact time when I do that because I want them to just start folding kings to me. You know, king deuce, oh, I got to fold. Eric's got it again. So I want them to constantly fold to me when it gets this big. And I just pick up the blinds and addies. Yep, Eddie the Jawa.
Now, the only thing about it is, like, if we've seen since Thomas has literally played no hands.
I would like to see his VPIP is probably like negative numbers right now.
Thomas has played no hands.
He just blinded his way to $700.
I know. I mean, it's pretty much he's picked up realistically. I mean, the last 3 players, I think he's literally picked up $350 by not playing a hand at all. So, but in the winning theory, like most players say, you are not folding your way to a win.
Right. However, Scott folding ace 10 was just genius.
And
So
Martin's going to push it here with 8-5.
Oh, and Thomas picks 6-10 to defend with, since he's down to one big blind.
I think that's what did it. I think that's exactly what did it. Martin was going to. This was merely a math call. He realized
Yes.
Thomas literally has no chips left, and he was going to take a shot. He was already in for 20. Knows Thomas was in for 80 already. With 40 plus his ante. So here we go, folks.
8-5 versus 10-6 on a 7 deuce 7. 10 is still ahead.
Gonna need some straight cards or 8 or 5.
Oh, this glitching is just killing me.
No.
We have time. Put a 5. Put a 5. Put a 5.
Oh, an 8, but it's a diamond.
A 10 or a diamond doesn't do it. Doesn't do it. We are heads up with Scott versus Martine. Congratulations, Thomas, taking home $691 for third place.
Wow, and now these two gentlemen have made it to heads up, and both of them are guaranteed over $1,100.
I love it. For a $100 tournament, this is great. So Thomas in third place, $691.
So it is down to Scott and Martine.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, but I was trying to wait.
All right, folks. Obviously, Eric had to step out of the booth momentarily. We're just having to make a few adjustments. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are heads up. And again, Mark saying, Stacy never fails. If you are behind, she is your lady. That is accurate, folks. And with that, folks, we are heads up. It is Scott.
Put it in chocolate. I got to work tomorrow morning.
You right first.
And it is Scott. I mean, I think there's Martin is offering to try to do a chop, but from Martin is offering to do a chop. Now, again, folks, I think they're offering a chop left because between the two of them, there's $2,880.
Some and play a little bit.
So I think Martin is offering the chop because if he does do the chop, that means each of them would get $1,440. And now Eric is back in the booth.
Okay, so spoiler, this will last at least 10 more minutes. What happened was, in 10 minutes, you'll see that Eddie is adjusting the chip counts, and he accidentally puts the button in the wrong spot. And the computer won't let him go because he has the button as the big blind instead of as the small blind. And when your head's up, the button is a small blind.
Right.
So it... And we know they're not chopping right now. We know it's going to last at least 10 more minutes.
Yeah, I think it's Martin had offered saying if he wanted to chop.
I don't chop.
Well, we know you
It's
don't.
so hard to get to heads up, and you want the experience when you're. Right now, they're playing for $600.
Right.
Not life-changing money. But what if it was 2 weeks ago when they were playing in the $500 buy-in birthday bash for $250,000 prize pool? And it
was for $20,000. So
now I wish I had some experience playing heads up.
I'd seen that on. It was one of the Poker Stars tournaments, and it was Scott Seaver and I can't remember who the other player was, and they were trying to figure out if they were wanting to do a chop or do an ICM chop.
Right.
Scott was willing to do an ICM chop, but he wanted 5% more
Right? Because he said I'm better.
because he's better. And what ended up happening is that because he did no chop, Scott ended up winning the tournament. It cost the player $150,000 in real money because he didn't offer Scott the 5%.
Was he just insulted? Or,
I think he
or
was. I thought he was looking
He's
at
like,
the,
I'll ICM it with you, but I'm not giving you an extra,
not an extra 5,000.
$10,000 or whatever it is.
Pretty much.
His small blind and expert.
As we have Randy in the top six. Exactly. No chop.
I love it, Randy.
Rand, we
Just
don't.
chops, just champs, no chops. They, when we were in the booth last week, Matt Osborne nicknamed me Chop Block because I said if you go on my Hendon mob and you see my scores, like if I get 5th place, then there's a 4-way chop, or if I get 3rd place, there's a heads up chop. If I get 4th place, there's a 3-way chop. It's just because I don't chop, and then as soon as I bust, there's a chop. As soon as and he's like, oh, so you're like the Chop Block.
No, for me, I'm the other way around. I was thinking where I know we both played an event out in Rockwall. I elected. It was my first time, and I elected to do the chop, even though I was the chip leader. You were the chip leader going into
Right.
it. You did not, and you won it.
We were down to 4-handed, and they wanted to chop, and I
Oh.
gave my speech that I don't chop.
But you were the chip leader. so-
Yeah, I was chip leader from early on.
Yeah, my mindset was there going, and I know one of the member of our ownership, Adam, he was there with me on the same table. We had been there playing for 7 hours, and we wanted to go home.
Not only did I ship that tournament, I also had the $5 high hand bonus.
Oh no!
And that's a funny story where the poor guy who had quad aces 5 kicker.
Seed 8 bet 60,000.
Right.
6 0.
But the high hand was quad aces 5 kicker,
Right.
and Chris Mays, who promotes that home game a lot, he said he kept yelling out, "Quad aces 6 kicker." Now Scott hit 2nd pair.
And Martin moved all in,
Oh,
and he
wow.
got second pair to
He
lay
lets
down.
it go. Scott is a force with these chips. And in 31 seconds, the blinds are going to be up again. That's amazing. I never would have thought this would have lasted 3 hours.
I think this is hardly the longest Katie's Game tournament
6.5
in its
hours.
existence. We've never been at level at this. We've never been at this level.
All right.
All in seed 8.
So he's all in again. And Martine folds. Remember, Scott was down to 4 big blinds.
Yes, and 4 big blinds, and with the lone 4 of clubs and a flush that he never realized he had, he managed to stay alive.
Oh, I didn't.
The other player
I didn't
had,
know about the flush. hand.
Yeah, that's pretty much the hand that kept him in this tournament. So kept him in the tournament.
So what are the chip counts now? 7 to 12 big blinds. Wow, that's so close.
Now
The first person to win twice wins
Man, this
wins
is.
the tournament. I love the no chop.
I mean, we're at 30 and 60 big. That's 150,000 every other round.
For a 20K starting stack. It sounds like Martinez trying to initiate a chop again. Oh, and it doesn't matter now. But the camera's locked up. We fixed it.
And Bets 100 makes the call.
And 100 is only like barely 1.5 big blinds. It sounds like so much, but it's 1.5 big blinds. And they check it down, and Martine picks up an extra 220K. Now I think they flip-flopped, and Martine has the
Martine
lead.
has the chip. Yeah, Martine has the
it's
chip lead.
straight even.
It's pretty much dead on, minus a small blind, give or take.
No, not minus
Well,
half a small
half
blind.
a small blind.
So a quarter of a blind is what separates them. All part of the plan, folding ace 10, Ted. I know, I told you, genius fold.
8 all in.
All right, 8 deuce against king Trey.
Typically, folks, when you go into heads up, your range is going to open up
Considerably.
very, very considerably. Here's our pre-flop percentage between our
Scott is
our-
definitely more aggressive pre-flop, up to 36%. That's a small sample size of 60 hands.
right.
And this glitching I have to fix that tomorrow. That's just killing me. We got the 10-9 in the big blind. Martin with a king heads up. I mean, I picked that spot to
Yep,
raise.
there we go.
All in. That's an easy fold for Scott. That's just pretty standard.
That be a
Heads up
raise
with
and
a
take
king.
it.
Yep, that's a raise and take it.
Now, I mean, there were 2 instances in poker I've seen like this. It was the very first 50K Players Championship between Andy Block and God rest his soul, Chip Reese. That chip ended up going 8 hours
Wow.
heads up because they had so many chips. And then at the World Series of Poker Europe between Alan Showman and John Jawanda. Oh my!
Ace 10 versus 5-3.
I think just
Scott-
out of frustration.
Scott picks a bad time. Well, if you're shoving all in, it's better than calling all in. And
4, Queen 4. Oh no, 3 on the turn. And it's the 3s, 4s, and 3s.
so
And
Scott,
that's all she wrote.
no. He had him out chipped by like 15K. Remember, by like a quarter of a big blind. Yeah,
Oh,
he
that's,
had.
that's right. That the 15.
The quarter of a big blind.
15,000.
Now Scott is a force.
Now, yeah, we can we officially say it now? Now that he has literally 900% of the chips.
I'll probably call with whatever.
We don't doubt that. It will take Martine about 5 double ups just to even have a shot at getting back into this.
Blinds, guys. Blinds.
And here, I think, was the 10 minutes ago where Eddie called me out there to do the, because as he's,
60.
Oh, I just call whatever he has.
No, 60 comes. No, because 60 still comes.
so he's got to put up the Eddie first.
And he wakes up with a pair. Didn't even look. He wakes up with 2 3s.
Stacy,
And if I could. Oh no! Does Martin have 7 deuce?
7 deuce all
He
in
does
with a
have
quarter of a
7
big blind
deuce
against pocket trace.
2
Now here's where they call me out there because as he's doing the chip counts, he accidentally moves the button to the wrong
that's-
spot, and he can't hit go because, as you know, if the computer doesn't set up, he won't let you go.
Here we go,
You know,
folks.
and they're going, well, this is the last hand, so
Oh, gotta peel over the good luck charm there. We got 2 3s versus 7 deuce.
Lego says Scott is kind of a force, maybe. So
And it comes
8, 10, Jack
needs a 9.
Boom!
Oh, he gets the 9.
gets the 9 full double plus some
And plus the ante. So
plus the ante. So he goes from
1/3.
he's got 130,000.
130K, So he's got 2 big blinds.
So let's see. He'll need 3 more double ups to get to the chip lead.
Yeah, Scott says Dealer knows what she's doing. So just as a spoiler, Scott, why don't you go ahead and say hello to the crowd?
Hello, how are y'all?
So what we, I'm going to turn on the camera. And,
You can watch the end of it.
yeah.
Oh, is he going to take the nut low and win this?
I was winning with garbage all night.
So it's deuce tray.
Oh. Oh, and I guess the 8's held, so he's doubled through again.
I'm going to move this out of the way.
Yeah, I think this was the last time.
All right, folks. Well, Martin's got 170,000 against Scott's 1.1 million.
Yeah, I was hitting some cards and got some lots.
Ted says, hi, Scott. He's your friend from Alaska.
He is. Yeah.
Can you guys hear? Go ahead and talk into that.
Yeah, can they hear me?
And
Can you hear yourself a little bit? There we go.
There we go.
Get down here. See, I called him with the ace 8 here. The dead man's hand.
Against the dirty diaper.
against
go,
the
yeah.
3 deuce against the nut.
I called him earlier with that, so it made sense that.
This, what you don't know, Scott, when you go back and watch this 17-hour broadcast, that
Oh, 3. Oh, and you're sitting
three
with
and
the
the
and
eight.
they trips
now
on the
his
turn.
heart doesn't help,
And-
and it doesn't matter.
And the ace 8.
We are
3, 8.
finally done.
And Scott is officially our champion, a force to be reckoned with.
Yes, an official
Was the ace
force.
10? Was the
Official
ace 10 a bad
force.
fold?
Well, apparently not.
What did he have?
He's.
It
I'm
doesn't
gonna.
matter. I don't remember. But ace 10 is when you had 4 big blinds. Ace 10, you get it all in 5-handed. I do. And I mean, I think
That's right.
I was just
I had 5 big blinds when we started the final table.
Yes, you did.
I doubled the 2 guys up straight on the bubble. One
Right.
guy, I had ace jack of spades. He had aces.
Right.
The guy that I ended up busting, he got super mad. He got upset when I shoved the king 8. He had ace jack. When I busted that guy that was sitting to my right, he got really upset. But
Well, I mean, that is sometimes the consequences that come with in playing in tournament poker. But realistically, as we look through it, I mean, Scott, you climbed uphill every time to either stay alive. I mean, I can think of all the moments. It was the 4. First, it was the 4 of clubs that you didn't realize you had the
didn't even
flush.
see it, yeah.
It was. I mean, he won't say about what the ace 10 you folded, and then you ran up against ace 10.
Yep.
And you had queen 10.
Yeah,
You
I hit the
flop top
queen.
2.
yep.
hit the queen
And-
against her.
Yeah, you flop
Yep.
top 2 and you avoided that, and then the 2 queens against ace 7.
Yeah, it turned a vote.
And she started celebrating.
Yeah.
Did she really?
She
Oh,
started
she's
celebrating
when
with
you
the 2
flipped up the cards, and
queens.
she's like,
She's happy, and you
she's
have-
fist pumping,
and you
and
flop aces up and turn the boat.
before we see it, I'm like, don't celebrate too
Don't-
early.
that-
You're gonna make the poker gods mad.
That's bad juju. You don't
So
want
I was gonna say my card protector thing I was using. You guys saw my little chip protector I put it out there. That was a guy named Dennis Myers. So a lot of people knew Dennis. Dennis played a lot at Choctaw. Played with a bunch of guys. Dennis died a couple years ago. One of our friends got that chip protector, that card protector made.
Oh, wow.
So I use that when I play a lot. And he was a good dude. We're both from Detroit, so we had a lot in common. We
Right
talked
on.
a
Oh, that-
lot.
I
He was
heard
a
you.
good guy.
I heard you
Yeah.
talking about that.
That's very noble.
about being from
super
Michigan.
good dude. Yeah.
That's very noble. So. Well,
So,
yeah, man.
Well,
but
thank you. This was
I-
fun.
I love that
Absolutely.
you
It's my
didn't
first time
chop.
playing on a stream, and yeah, he asked about chopping a couple times.
yeah.
And I was like, my first time
No,
on a
let's.
stream.
Yeah,
Let's
I want to
play.
win. I
Yeah,
don't want
let's
to chop.
play.
And it was you were 11 and 11 and 12 and 10 and
Yeah.
9 and 14,
it
just
went
back and
A
forth.
couple
It was-
times I shoved, I didn't even look.
Right.
There was a few times I just got my cards and shoved in the
Yeah.
on the buttons.
and it worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was super
I
fun.
got
I'm
lucky a
gonna-
few times, the 5-3 and the 6-4.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've been lucky a few times to win poker tournaments.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes with it.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
that was super exciting. I'm super glad you came in.
I love playing here. This is my favorite
Yeah,
place now.
yeah. It's you're here a lot. I don't know if I should say that. Just kidding. I've never seen him before in my life.
It's by happenstance. I think
you
he was
go.
just going to get gas, and he ended up
Yeah,
he ended up wandering and said, "Ooh,
No, I like
hey."
playing Katie's tournament. I had a friend of mine, my friend Frank, came out and played
Yeah.
tonight as well. I
Okay.
got him to come out. So yeah, I
Excellent.
love playing this game.
Perfect.
You guys are great.
Super fun. We're glad to have you, and you take home $1,728.
But if
Which is
his wife is watching, it's in pesos.
Probably asleep.
No, she'll watch
No,
it.
you're safe then.
So we, when you go back and watch this on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, there are some weird glitches when we're just in the process of adding a bunch of stuff. So something happened where it was really slow and glitchy. I restarted in the beginning, so we lose 10 minutes. We lost the first two bust outs. The short stacks have busted immediately. We lost that whole thing, and you get to see us sit here and watch the clock count down again. And I'm gonna have to do some other stuff. I didn't want to mess anymore on the stream. So when you go back and watch it, there will be some glitches. Just know that. We're going to be working on it, and we'll be back. You got to come back tomorrow and play or you got to come back tonight and play the $200 tournament.
We'll see.
I'll stream that one.
Absolutely. Now you have your place in history. So absolutely, congratulations.
Good job, Scott.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for wanting to come in the booth with us and relive his
Super
one
fun.
shining moment as he won this version of our Wednesday, one of our larger Katie's
It was
Game
a big one.
tournament.
72 players.
72 players, and we'll get.
Yeah, we'll take care of that.
We'll
Thanks,
get that,
Scott.
so.
Thanks for playing.
So
That's it. We're done.
that's all she wrote.
I'm going to fix these glitches tomorrow, and we're going to come back and stream the $200 buy-in deep stack 30K starting stack. That's a big one.
Absolutely.
And that's it. We'll stream that one. I don't think it'll last till 11 o'clock. I don't think we're going to get 72 players in it.
We're going to cross our fingers, folks. But if anything, that's not going to. But don't want us to deter you not coming out.
Come out.
It is a great tournament. You're going to get excellent value. It's a 30,000 chip starting stack.
It's a good
for the
tournament.
200.
Really good
And,
tournament. Lots of players.
and literally, aside from all the cash games, I know most recently that's become popular. A lot of mixed games that are happening here on our main
30, 20, 40.
15, 30, 20,
10,
40,
20.
10, 20 mixed games. All that is available to you. So by all means, you have our cash games, you have the tournament. All those are available. So again, for our aficionado here, Eric Anderson, for all of our dealers and everyone here, I'm Craig Dobson. Thank you so much for tuning in for our